Alright, so I just wanted to show real quick that, the light ain't triggered. And the light, to get triggered, see? That is the light right there. Whee! So, whenever, like I said, I connect with my twin flame and everything, like as you saw in the video, because some of it, even though it was a reading, I know was pertaining to me as well, which would be pertaining to my twin flame too. So, that, like I said, see. Alright, so now that you see that, you basically know now, because now I'm sitting back down, that you have to walk by right there to trigger it. And so I'm doing this on purpose because I'm fixing to do a reading for my twin flame and pull up what I have pulled up before at his location. And we're going to talk about that. Alright, so as you can see, I am literally... There we go. Okay, so I have to remember, you're over here now. Anyway, because I was looking up there. I might not remember. But anyway, so as you can see, I purposely did this because if the light goes off, you can see what animal and what person and what goes by. The animals seem to not trigger that. I don't know. She's been going through some weird stuff lately. It's more... I don't know what's going on with her. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think some of it is paranormal related, and so... because there's a lot that's going on right now, and I don't mean for it to. But anyway, so again, topic is going to be the reading for my twin flames property stuff, and yeah, because it connects with me. So anyways, that's why I'm able to tap into it. On top of, with your twin flame, whether you know of who they are or not, you can still tap into them. In other words, you're not breaking free will, because it's literally your other half. Like, it's literally your other spirit. It's part of you. And so whereas if you're just dating somebody or friends or family member or whatever, whoever it is, besides literally the only one that you can do this with, twin flame, anybody else, you cannot do that with. You have to get their permission first, regardless, because you cannot break their free will. If you break their free will, now you're dabbling into gray and darker stuff, and yeah, so, yeah, just letting y'all know. Anyways, but as far as twin flame, your twin flame, yeah, you're able to. That's why I'm able to do this. So, what I had picked up on, if I can remember, because I have wrote it down before, and I don't know if it was seen or not, but I had wrote it. And I remember it was 2 guys and a female, and they were, I think both guys rode motorbikes. I don't know what you call it. It's not bicycles, but, like Harleys and things like that. So, one of them was evil though, basically like what you would consider narcissistic, and the other. I remember he had stringy, like blonde, like looking hair to about right here. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I went ahead and covered her up because she loves the covers, but I think because she got underneath the cover in like about the middle of the bed, and then she got back towards the pillow, like curled up at the pillow area with her ball, and so I think she wanted to have the blanket there because she loves going under the blankets for cover, and so I think that's what she wanted, so we'll see. But I'm hoping that was right. Anyway, the guy, like I said, like thin, stringy, blondish, light brown type color hair. He was the mean one. I think he was like tan, but not pale. But not like over tanned either. I can't remember. Lighter color eyes. Real skinny. And then the other guy, I'm trying to remember how he looked, because I think the female had about medium brown hair, and probably to about right there. And, but the other guy, I know he had long hair too. I know it was more of a browner color, but I can't remember their details. It's been a few months, I think, since I saw them or did that reading. And, so he was abusive toward, the blonde haired one was abusive towards her, but she was with the other guy or something, or got with the other guy for protection, is what I think I remember saying. But they ended up, I guess, getting together or something, like a couple. And, but I think the other guy found them and then did the deed or whatever you want to call it, and then himself as well. So, But from what it seems like, they were either on the verge or were homeless, and they had the bike or something was the last thing or something. So I don't know exactly how, unless the only other thing I could think of, because when they attach to things, they attach to objects. There were tires and stuff. So it makes me wonder, could they, from the bike, the attachment and stuff, maybe on the tires at the time. But I kept seeing, I think it was the first metal building. I don't know. I'm going to leave it as that because I don't want to say for certain, but I think it was the first metal building that where they were at. I don't know. Yeah, because they're giving me like visions of like living there. Like wrapped up. Oh, there was a mattress, wasn't there? Uh-huh. I think with the names and everything, because I just started all of that. No wonder why that I couldn't do any of that till now. Because everything has to line up. Like, it has to literally be, like I said, everything you piece together. You can get a vision of something, and it's just like, okay, well, what do I do with this vision? What, you know, you have to feel into it, read into it, however, you know, we use our clairsenses and all that. Thankfully, I can use all of mine. Because there's like several of them. No wonder what part. Yeah, because that vibe, when I saw the bed, I was just like, that feels familiar because of them. But see, I don't know. I don't know if that was like already like there. Like from somebody else, and then in spirit they were staying on that. I don't know. I'll have to take time to read into it. But I do want to say that I wanted to say that. They came in real clearly. But I'm thinking they did cross over. Because even the guy with the blonde hair doesn't feel like he used to feel. Because I'm hearing like abusive. So, yeah. So okay. Yeah, because, yeah. I did. I had to remove stuff, attachments from them, and cross them over. I remember that now. It just took me a second because I'm just like I said, you gotta it's just a lot to it. Trust me. Now, as far as the other one, it feels like there's a lot of elemental portals, or I don't know if it's portals, but I know there's some elementals, but things have been tainted, and it reminds me of my property, the other one, and what it was like when I first moved here. Like the elementals or something tainted it, and so it made the elementals tainted and things like that. And so I know there's like certain spots out there it felt like that. And then the other one that's I think lived on. I'm trying to be careful. Okay? That was where I'm at right now. Let's put it that way. You know where I'm at. Well, I'm watching and stuff. Again, I'm trying to be careful. I know there's still more there. There's just so much, because that's where they came from, was that. So you should know what I'm talking about. And so, man, there's so much to figure out. I think what's left, I don't think there's any spirits on either property. I don't think. I could be wrong. Because let me explain something real quick. When basically like cleansing happening and things like that, like how I removed them, now the next step opens. And then when I cleanse and remove or whatever the next process is, same thing, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So it's like a continuous type of thing of cleansing and all that, basically. So it's like, okay, now there's something else that's need to be dealt with. Now there's something else. Now there's something else. Now there's something else. Until it gets calmer and, Um, it's like peeling like layers of something basically. And so yeah, so it feels like at the moment that there's dark stuff there, that's where it causes, how do I word this without it being so obvious? Cuts. Because if I use certain words and stuff, you know, that feeds on that stuff. It's a specific type being. And they're not fun. But I do see the other type of being, the tall one too. But that one, I don't know where it came from or anything yet. I haven't tapped that far, but I do know there's that one. I don't know how many of the one that causes the cut stuff. I don't know how many of those. And same kind of thing, the elements like the tainted and that kind of stuff. But as far as spirits, no, I don't think. And I think the other one is mostly tainted parts that just needs cleansing, that has more elemental type beings. And when I say elementals, I'm talking about like fairies, trolls, like the nature spirits, that's with the land and the animals and all that kind of stuff. And so it just needs cleansing, I think, mostly for the second. But the first original, that one needs a lot more work. And I think what's there is still going to cause, for sure, let's see, electrical, mechanical, mental, so like computers, cell phones, the emotions, the mental, a lot of like things to go wrong, things break down, and that kind of stuff. And so that's what's there that needs to be removed. Those are harder to remove. They're considered the devil entities, and they're of course associated with the Bible and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what you would consider the elements and all that, like what all that considers to go with, but it goes with something. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's it as far as for right now. Because like I said, once it's layers, and once it's peeled and removed and all that, and then the next and the next and the next. But I don't think there's too much more, because I think, I could be wrong, I think it's just that one tall one, which is the devil entity. I might as well just say it, vampires. I don't know how many of them are, but they cause the cut stuff. They feed on that, and trust me, they're not nice. They're evil. I still can't pinpoint the werewolves, because they do hate each other, though. You would think it's just a movie and fiction and this, that, and the other, but in reality, in whatever reality, they don't like each other. I mean, it's like straight up despise. Like, when I had the vampires, I don't know if I can find those pictures or not, but like I was holding my sheet up one night, and you could see their faces coming in, like they were going to kiss or fight at me. And it was 3 of them. Anyway, they're little. They're like about 4 foot tall, maybe. And I see them as like no hair, no, kind of like just shadow or something, but about that size. And then, so when the werewolves were outside my fence one time, because I was crossing them over and working with them and all that kind of stuff at the time. I think I had just crossed over their friend, the guy that was staying in my parents' house, their attic. And I have one here. I don't know if he's still here or not. I haven't checked. I should do that. But for some reason, they love the attics. And, but yeah, so the vampire ones and everything, I think if those are removed, the devil entity, cleanse up with what was tainted, restore it back to Mother Earth's, energies, this, that, the other. it feels like there might be a few more, but this needs to happen soon is what it feels like. The bad thing is that if I keep doing this kind of stuff, especially in the situation that I'm at right now with Nutball, that's in a number 7 home, it's a house of numerology. When you're in a number 7 home, that's the worst place you could be. Because you got everything, and it's usually extremely haunted, extremely, like, a lot of dark things there. So that's one area that I actually had lived at with the first. I was in a number 7 home. That's where all the craziness happened. And then this one is at a number 7 home. And it's like, man, I can't escape that number 7. Like, dude, stop, get away. Anyway, yeah. And I just did the reading for Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. And that's what kind of concerns me, is because it's like, I know that if I'm tapping into them, it makes me worried, like, is what I've been sensing going to happen, like, is he going to do something? Because they're detaching from me, crossing over. Even the spirits at my old house, like last year or something, sometime, they just volunteered to cross over, and I'm like, this whole time I've been trying to get you to do that, and you're not doing that, but now you are. Now, it could be because now there's others that are occupying my property, and I'm not going to go there. But anyway, so they ended up crossing over, and I don't know, I'm pretty concerned with the threats and everything that he's given. I'm just ignoring it. I'm not texting or anything at all. It's been like over a month or whatever. It's been a long time. Anyways, but yeah, so as far as the properties and stuff, that's what I feel at the moment and what I need to say. And then I know that there's going to be more in time, so I might end up doing another video like this, and just at least, putting it out there. And if my twin ever does see this, then he does, and if he don't, he don't. There's nothing that I can do, and there's whatever. You know where I'm going at with it. Anyway, so I got these videos I'm going to be uploading tonight, but I got to get back in the kitchen pretty soon, and I got to get back to work. So, but yeah, so there's definitely going to be a part 2 of this. I don't know when, but I'm sure that, I will sense whatever that needs to be sensed, and I will say whatever that needs to be said, and go from